Hello, Frugal Force, once again, Captain Frugal reporting for duty here, and I just want to do a quick video that's sort of Lincoln based to what I was doing. Just last night, I was very fortunate to be invited to a ladies' live stream with Engeltine as well from I Love Comics, and we discussed a lot of different things. I wasn't able to stay on the whole thing because, well, evidently those ladies like to go all night long, because I think they went over 5 hours or something on that stream, but I stuck it out for a good 3 of them. Anyway, Mark Waid has recently came back, which I think almost everybody in the comic community knows. He's recently came back to Twitter, but it didn't take long for him to go on a 21 tweet tirade, and henceforth why I'm doing this video, which this video is Mark Waid needs a hug. I mean, right off the bat, when I keep forgetting about Twitter or an apology to actual fans, every once in a while I call out haters with a known history of harassment towards non-white straight males. But when I say known, I tend to forget that lucky for them. Okay, first of all, so it's okay to harass anybody that's white, evidently. It's, you know, it's the non-white straight males. So you can harass white straight males all you want under Mark Waid's thought. And let alone, too, there is no evidence here, anything of anybody harassing anybody like that. He's going after Captain Cummings, and once again, these people like him love to project, and they love to use no proof. He then says just because they have a YouTube channel or whatever, that doesn't mean everyone is aware of their toxicity or bullying behaviors. Yet Mark Waid is known for his toxicity and bullying behaviors on social media, which he's not left Facebook. He's been vehemently going on Facebook like crazy. And now he's back to Twitter again. Assuming that they do is a horrible mistake on my part. As to those not in the know, I come off as a bully myself. For anybody in the know or not in the know, he comes off as a bully. Everybody knows. That's what Mark Waid needs to work on. A big part of their success, which I overlook, is that some of these guys have framed themselves as, gee golly, we all are doing is critiquing your work, rather than the more accurate, but we also champion serious harassment campaigns for us, which is not true. That is the problem. You can say all kinds of good things about their work, but once you say anything that says, you know, I didn't like this issue, I see potholes here or whatever, instantly you're a racist, hater, homophobe, or whatever list of things they want to do and call you, and then you're harassing just because you gave a review that was less than stellar. And one of my thoughts is this might have came for a couple of reasons. One against Captain Cummings, as well as his recent issue of Captain America with Mark Waid, his new start, was less than wonderfully received. It had a lot of mixed reviews because it had a lot of malarkey garbage in it of SJWism. It had potential, but it just didn't go all the way like it should. He needs to get that crap out. Mark Waid needs to take a break. Mark Waid needs a hug. Anyway, continuing on, he said, non-cis creators either of the clock or the dog whistles admission, and if you're not in the loop as a fan, you know only about the former, not the latter. I keep forgetting that, and that's not true. I don't know any comic pros who's not aware the criticism of the work comes with the job. Really? Really? You're sure about that? Because you sure don't act like it, especially people like Dan Slott. Everyone I know works to accept that. Really? They work to accept that. They accept the criticism. Do a little research. Look up some of these reviews and see how these people respond to that. And you tell me they accept the criticism. Listens to what makes sense to them. And ignores the crap that has nothing to do with the work and its personal attack. Really? They ignore that? Why we have this 20-something tweet tirade then? Because they're ignoring it? That doesn't look like ignoring it to me. How come they go and do posts of people's tweets and try to send all their Twitter followers against them? Because that's ignoring it. I think Mark Waid points a very one-sided, not exactly true picture of what's going on. And, you know, go around and ask people on Twitter. Look around yourself and do your research. Yes, there is some venomous, toxic posts and tweets and things like that, but every group has people like that. The majority are very nice. Do we fumble that sometimes? Yeah, we're human, but we know we should rise above. This to say that I'm hardly spotless. At least he's got that right. He is far from spotless. I mean, he went on a tirade and went nuts and left Twitter. But where I keep falling down is that I stumble right into the trap of some of these racist bigots put down. Now, just notice that. He falls to the trap of some of these. No, you start crap, and it doesn't go well for you, and then you leave. That's the truth of it. He tends to start as much crap as he gives, if not more. Mark Waid is notorious for giving crap on social media. He can't take it back. I call them out when they show themselves. I warn others of their harassing ways, all without remembering that even then, I'm punching down because of who I am. That's another thing. Mark Waid loves this punching down bullcrap. It's punching, plain and simple. Okay? Yes, it's probably wrong that he's using his platform. That's definitely wrong, especially when you support a company. Okay? And when I see harassing bigots, racists, misogynists online, I lose sight of that. And also, there's the case there. When he sees them, no, that's when you deem somebody even without proof. That's a problem he's got there. He loves to throw accusations like that without any accuracy or proof. I will try to be more mindful, but I might also come to the point soon which I finally admit that Twitter's not for me. You mean just like you did a while back, you know, that you left for months and you just came back and you haven't even been back for a month and you're already going nuts? We'll see. In the meantime, if I've led you to believe I'm picking on specific fans who aren't fans, I apologize. I like that right there. So if you disagree with me or you critique my work, you're not a fan. That is the biggest malarkey garbage. That's one of these things these people love to do. They love to villainize their opponents, and then after they villainize them, they dehumanize them too. Like they're not humans or have nothing to do with it, so that way they can have free reign to pick on them. So if you critique his work, you're not a fan. That's essential there. This guy is off his rocker. This sort of behavior is unbecoming, despite the justification that hate mongers need to be taken down a peg or two. I love that. Hate mongers need to be taken down a peg or two. Maybe he needs to be taken down a peg or two. The problem with shedding light on racist, bigoted roaches is that instant that switch is flipped, like roaches, they scatter away at blinding speed in their hiding place. There's no stamping them out. All I can ask of you is if we built up any good faith with you over the years, and I'm going to stop here for a second. Notice that now they're pixels, now they're roaches, so now they're pixelized roaches, and he needs to be stomped down. So if you don't agree with Waid, you need to be stomped down. You're a hate monger. You need to be taken down. But yet, when we shed light on Mark Waid, how does he look? Not so good. Maybe he's the very cockroach that he claims others to be. So, as I said, he built up a good faith with you over the years. Really, has he? Is to consider that the off-the-grid harassment, death threats that they engender is something no one wants. You know what? Nobody, I agree with that. Nobody wants anybody to be doing harassment and death threats. If people are doing that, shame. That's absolutely shame. But you know what? It doesn't go to just these people. You know, it goes to these YouTubers as well, including myself. I just deleted and removed and muted somebody today because they were saying that Little Frugal was a retard. Yeah, my little boy in a mask, he said he wore a mask because he's a retard to hide his face. Really classy for a little, to rip on a little boy. And that was somebody supporting this guy here, Mark Waid. So Mark Waid, before you throw stones, you should check your glass house. It goes all ways, and nobody likes death threats. I know it's very easy to dismiss everything I've said here as snowflake talk, which is your right. It's also very frank to admit that sometimes we, the pros, come off as aggressive ourselves. Something we're all working to tamp down, and that's not good. Therefore, what looks like an obvious demo of good SJW against racist, bigot, etc. looks like a circus. Now I want to stop there. Here's another point. Notice that a good SJWs. He uses that because he doesn't probably really understand what an SJW means. He's the same one that thinks all superheroes are SJWs. No, that's not what it means. Pros come off as aggressive ourselves, and we're working to tap down. Really? Are you working to tap that down with this large tirade? Are you looking to tap that down with all the times you told people to F off? Or go F themselves? Or when Slot and your other pros that you love so much that you work with tell people to go back to Christland? I don't think you're doing a very good job of toning it down. You are hurting the industry. This is not good. This is more harm than good. If you want people to be good and come together, you need to look at role models like Ethan Van Sciver, which is saying, let's get together and let's, work together and give good messages. Then it goes on. The crime there is that we play right into their hands. Some of these harassers have crowdfunding programs that run on hate. Okay, I think he means DNC there. And that's another complete malarkey lie. Diversity in comics is not running off of hate. His is to make comic books. Those funds are going to comic books. Other ones are coming for, like, example, myself and things. That's going to help produce, get materials and update things so we can keep making these videos and show that. Because with the rising price point of comic books, people can't afford just to run out and spend $4 on a comic book not knowing if it will be any good for a 5-minute read. That's not playing in anybody's hands. That's not harassing. Okay? I love that. To stroke this concept that pros hate poor, helpless fans so they can keep getting donations, clicks, or whatever. I want to let you know this. I don't even monetize my YouTube. So bite me. Not even monetized. Okay? I'm completely fan-funded. If they want to help, they can. If not, they don't need to. And I don't mean that as like, don't buy, that kind of thing. I'm just saying they have the right to choose, and I want them to have that right to choose. Because if they don't like what I have to say, they don't believe me, they think I'm full of crap, they don't need to support me in any way whatsoever. But yet they can still watch the video and say their views and know that they're not contributing to my wallet. Maybe you should put your money where your mouth is, Mark. That's tragically cynical. These wannabe Alex Joneses drawn to curious crowd riled up with false rhetoric in order to monetize your anger and encourage you to hate more so you can make more money off you. You mean maybe like you're trying to stir up crap to get attention to your poorly selling probably Captain America book because it was panned? I'm guessing it's going to be poorly selling pretty soon. I could be completely wrong there. We'll see. First issues usually do pretty good. We should start knowing more after issue 3. I generally believe my fans, not the guys who pop up to tell me I'm ruining comics because I promote diversity. I don't think anybody's ever said that. You promote diversity so you're ruining comics. No, if you ask most of the comic community, we are perfectly fine with diversity. What we don't like is diversity used for the sake of marketing and creating token characters with no actual character besides one trait, like their sexual orientation or color. We actually find it offensive because a lot of us in this community are of those cultures and diversity. The comic fans are more diverse than the Marvel Universe and the Marvel company itself. So, maybe you ought to look in the mirror a little bit. Don't want their feelings monetized by someone else? It's a pity that someone figured out ways to do it. Once again, I am not. I've proven that. Almost all comic fans are good people, even when they don't like what I write. You think? Maybe because you're one of the bullies in the organization. I'm happy to listen and engage. No, you're not. This guy, he will tell you to F off, and that's it. The ones that come at me screaming SJW or White Knight are the ones who get muted or ignored. So it's okay for you to tell people all kinds of things, call them hateful things, rip on our president consistently. But when somebody says anything about you, then it's okay and justified. You're a hypocrite. As more opportunities come around to help expose harassers, you'll see more of that happening. That's true. More times you give them a platform, sure. But it also gives good people the platform as well. I hope the tricky part is to keep from looking bullying myself while I help others deal with harassment. No, you are a bully. You've been shown to be a bully. You've talked crap for years. And behind the scenes in personal things in Facebook tried to sit there and go after a guy at a convention and then play it off as, oh, it was mistaken. Bullcrap, you got caught. Already over a weekend I've gotten 1 or 2 tweets from generally good people who said in essence, hey, be careful. The way you phrase something borders on being a bad look on you. No kidding, because it's common for you. You need to learn to chill out. And I've taken these comments into account. Still much work on my part needs to be done. And I'm glad he's addressing that. Where none of us are perfect, I am going to give him credit for that. So, to recap, I take full responsibility for anything I say, however stupid. Yeah, and there's a lot of that. And I am perfectly fine taking criticism, even angry critiques. No, you're not. Though I would prefer that they were about the work and not about me personally. Well, when you go on tirades of 20-something tweets, you have, on your personal views, you have to expect something personal back. You can't say, keep it about comic books, as you sit there and call everybody names. Oh, see, you got kids playing around. You can't do that. It just doesn't work that way. Still, you become a public figure, you take the good with the bad. In the meantime, promoting positivity is probably a better use of my energy than warning you about the predators appearing to punch down. So I'll work on that. No kidding, because you are a bully. In the meantime, I generally hope all of you have a good holiday. He mentions here, too, after that. Weekend friendship, and I'll give him credit for that. That was nice. But ultimately, you think about it. A guy does a 21-post tirade about nothing really about comics, but about beating on people that don't like his work or criticize anything he's done, and then he tries to turn it around and say, don't make things personal. Shame on you, Mark Waid, and henceforth the point, you need a hug, man. So on Twitter, people have been campaigning to give you a hug, and I'm glad for that. You need a nice big hug. You need to chill out. You need to relax, and you need to take some time and get some perspective. All right, guys, that's my thought on that. So if you can, guys, please do a hashtag and hug Mark Waid, because he certainly needs it. You know, I'm not saying be mean to this guy. Actually, I'm saying be the opposite. If you can, turn the other cheek and be real nice. Captain Cummings, I think, has been very good at it. He's been taking a beating by this guy, and he hasn't been going off on him. So, well, who knows? Maybe that'll happen soon. He probably does. Mark Waid probably does deserve it. But anyway, if you hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. If you want to really help me, go to my VidMe channel, and you can subscribe there for as little as $1 a month, or even by just watching there. And until next time, keep it frugal.